How the rich uses debt to get wealth. The concept of using debt as a tool for wealth accumulation might seem counterintuitive at first, but many wealthy individuals leverage it strategically to enhance their financial standing. By borrowing money, the rich can invest in assets that generate returns greater than the cost of the debt itself. This approach allows them to amplify their purchasing power and take advantage of opportunities that might otherwise be out of reach. Furthermore, using debt can provide tax benefits, as interest payments on certain types of loans can be deducted from taxable income. In essence, when managed wisely, debt can serve as a powerful vehicle for building wealth, enabling the rich to grow their assets and secure financial freedom. By leveraging debt, which is a strategy that is both subtle and powerful, wealthy individuals have the capacity to quickly build, grow, and secure their money. This is a method that is both powerful and discreet. This strategy is utilized by those who have achieved a high level of economic success. Wealthy people are aware of how to use debt as a weapon to improve their financial position, in contrast to the majority of people who are afraid of debt or who consider it as a financial trap that should be avoided to the greatest extent possible. The vast majority of individuals, on the other hand, are terrified by the prospect of incurring debt. Their approach to dealing with debt is based on the concept that borrowing money, when done in a strategic manner, can enable them to leverage other people's money, OPM, to grow wealth at a faster rate than if they relied solely on their own capital. This is the core of their technique. This method is based on the notion that they can leverage OPM by borrowing money, which is the foundation of this strategy. The conventional narrative about debt is transformed from something that should be avoided to a resource that ought to be controlled and utilized in a strategic manner when this frame of mind is adopted. This transformation occurs when debt is viewed as a resource. Due to their outstanding financial status, strong credit, and a variety of assets, wealthy individuals are able to gain access to cash at interest rates that are competitive with those offered by other financial institutions. Debt is appealing to wealthy individuals for a number of reasons, and this is one of the key reasons why. A wide variety of assets is another characteristic of wealthy people. They have the ability to borrow money under favorable conditions, frequently at interest rates that are significantly lower than the earnings they may get on assets. This is because they have access to affordable money, which allows them to borrow money. This is due to the fact that they are able to obtain loans at extremely low interest rates. They are able to obtain loans for assets like real estate, businesses, or stocks that generate returns that are higher than the cost of borrowing money. These investments can range from stocks to real estate. This is as a result of the fact that they are provided with the possibility to avail themselves of loans. An example of this kind of condition would be a situation in which an investor obtains a loan with a rate of interest of 4% and then invests the money in a company, real estate, or stocks that provide returns of 8%, 10%, or even greater. This would be an example of a scenario that falls into this category. Their capacity to earn a return on money that they have borrowed enables them to establish a dynamic wealth-building cycle in which their assets generate income and grow over time without requiring them to spend their own money. This cycle allows them to build wealth without having to spend their own money. They are able to develop a wealth-building cycle that is both dynamic and dynamic as a result of this. Curious about what's next? Don't go anywhere. We've lined up some intriguing revelations that will keep you on the edge of your seat. In the realm of real estate, wealthy individuals make use of debt in a manner that enables them to purchase vast property portfolios while only employing a little amount of their own assets. This is accomplished through the utilization of debt. Specifically, this is due to the fact that debt enables people to borrow money rather than utilizing their own money. Instead of paying the entire sum in cash, they are able to exercise control over a significantly larger asset than they would be able to if they paid the entire amount in cash. This is due to the fact that they are able to successfully establish control over the asset by utilizing mortgages. When debt is utilized in this mode of operation, it is changed into a tool that can be utilized to multiply wealth through the ownership of property. This is because debt may be used to acquire property. It is possible that the property prices will see a large increase over the course of time, and the rental income generated by these properties may frequently be sufficient to meet the monthly mortgage payments. In addition to this, there is the risk that the values of the properties will dramatically increase. Rich people are able to concurrently expand their wealth on a number of various fronts because they are able to use the revenue that is generated by their assets to make other investments. This allows them to take advantage of the fact that they are able to use their assets to generate money. Investments in real estate typically come with a number of tax benefits, such as deductions for interest payments, property depreciation, and other expenses that are associated with property maintenance. In general, these benefits are available to investors. There are certain investments that, in addition to generating cash from rentals, may also deliver additional benefits in specific conditions. As a result of this, a compounding effect is formed, which signals that the value of the capital that the investors have invested continues to increase without the investors having to be concerned about the possibility of making tax payments in the near future. In addition to the realm of real estate, debt is another instrument that is essential for the proprietors of successful businesses to have at their convenience. When it comes to expanding their businesses, a significant number of successful business owners have earned their fortunes by utilizing debt as a means of funding the expansion of their companies. The acquisition of key personnel, expansion of their operations, development of new products, and entry into new markets are all possible outcomes that could be achieved through the acquisition of loans. Through the employment of borrowing money to finance the expansion of their company, they have been able to expand its capabilities, which were previously impossible. Because of this, they are able to expand their capacities without having to use up their own personal funds. For instance, if a wealthy entrepreneur takes out a loan to construct a factory or to scale an e-commerce platform, the money gained by that expansion often surpasses the cost of the loan, which leads to the creation of value and the acceleration of the growth of the company. Both the initial investment and the cost of debt are subject to returns that are earned by the company over the course of time. This makes it possible for the entrepreneur to pay off the loan while simultaneously increasing their ownership in the company. All of this may be accomplished concurrently. In the event that market opportunities present themselves that call for an urgent injection of funds, it is common practice for affluent individuals to adopt this method in order to rapidly expand their businesses. The aforementioned statement holds particularly true in situations where the market offers chances. One such method that affluent individuals employ in order to purchase shares of stock is known as margin trading. Taking out a loan from a brokerage firm in order to buy shares is the means by which this plan is implemented. The utilization of debt as a method of financing is included in the implementation of this approach. They have the ability to increase the number of stocks or other assets that they invest in, which is a significant improvement in comparison to what they could do with their own personal funds. Consequently, this results in an increase not just in the possible gains that may be produced from the investment, but also in the risks that are linked with it. They are able to purchase a higher number of shares with the assistance of margin, and if the price of the securities goes up, they will be able to realize gains that are substantially greater than what they would have been able to do if they had not utilized margin. Even though these types of debt are dangerous, they have the potential to be extremely beneficial if they are managed in a wise manner. This is because they have the potential to be really advantageous. A scientific approach, ensuring that their investments are diversified, and adopting a disciplined attitude are typically the approaches that affluent individuals take when it comes to trading on margin. On top of that, they could implement a number of different techniques in order to compensate for the risks, which in turn enables them to hedge against the possibility of suffering losses. As a result of the fact that they often have access to the guidance of professionals, they are able to make decisions that are well informed on the amount of margin debt that they should borrow. As a result of this, they are able to strike a balance between the possibility of generating better returns and the requirement of controlling risk in an efficient manner. Furthermore, when it comes to liquidity, wealthy individuals have a big advantage when they have debt to cover their financial responsibilities. The majority of wealthy people have significant percentages of their net worth invested in assets such as stocks, real estate, and private equity. These assets include private equity, real estate, and stocks. A widespread practice among wealthy people is to engage in this activity. They have the option of borrowing money against the value of their holdings, rather than selling these assets when they want to free up funds for the purpose of purchasing more investments or paying for personal costs. This is because they have the ability to borrow money against the worth of their holdings. In order to avoid the tax penalties that are associated with selling assets that have increased in value, this method of obtaining money is a planned approach that is utilized in order to accomplish this goal. To illustrate, a person could obtain a loan by pledging their portfolio of assets or real estate as security for the loan. This would result in the loan being secured. One example of collateral might be something like this. As a result, they are able to keep ownership of these assets and continue to reap the benefits of the appreciation of those assets, all while simultaneously obtaining access to liquidity that may be utilized for other purposes. The acquisition of a loan secured by these assets is what makes this a feasible option. Furthermore, the interest rates that are associated with loans that are secured by assets are often lower than the interest rates that are associated with loans that are not secured by assets. This is because the assets that are used to secure the loan carry a higher value. Because of this, individuals who have considerable holdings can also benefit from this choice, because it is more cost-effective than other options. When it comes to tax optimization, affluent people make use of debt in a highly strategic manner in order to reduce the amount of taxes that they are required to pay. This is done in order to improve their financial situation. There are numerous types of debt, particularly those that are utilized for investment reasons, that come with interest deductions that reduce the amount of income that is taxable. These deductions are available for a variety of debt products. There is a major advantage that investors can gain from these deductions. For instance, the interest that is paid on a loan that is used to purchase investment properties or to fund the expansion of a business may be deducted from taxes in certain circumstances. It is common for this to result in a reduction of the overall tax burden that is borne by the company or the individual. Because of this, a powerful feedback loop is created in which the wealthy not only gain from the profits on their assets, but also from tax savings that further raise their wealth. For example, the wealthy benefit from the earnings on their assets. Everyone that is involved is going to come out ahead in this situation. It is common practice for wealthy individuals to seek the advice of financial professionals in order to organize their debt in a manner that maximizes the potential tax benefits that debt may offer. This is done in order to ensure that they are reducing their exposure to taxes while still continuing to take advantage of the benefits that debt might bring about. The administration of a wealthy person's debt is not something that should be ignored, in addition to being a vital component of estate planning for their wealthy individuals. Estate taxes have the power to seize a large amount of a person's wealth in the event that they pass away while they are still alive. On the other hand, wealthy individuals can reduce the amount of these taxes and preserve a bigger share of their wealth for future generations if they incorporate debt into their estate planning. Not only is this feasible, but it also allows them to keep their wealth. In order to accomplish their objectives, such as acquiring funds for a trust or purchasing life insurance policies that will be advantageous to their successors. These individuals are able to acquire and keep huge fortunes over the course of time for a number of fundamental reasons, one of the most fundamental of which is that they are able to effectively manage their debt, strategically leverage it, and use it to expand their wealth. There are several reasons why they are able to do so, and this is one of them. It is possible that those who aspire to follow in this individual's footsteps and achieve the same level of success as this individual can take a revolutionary step toward achieving financial success by learning how to use debt in a wise and strategic manner. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.